Hell yeah.
They say Shaq need to do an all-star comedy jam again. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I hope he do. I talked to Floyd Mayweather on the phone recently. We saw this big muscle-bound dude when we was working in Ontario. I forgot the brother's name. We gonna send him a shout-out when I think his name. Hey, man. We saw that TMT thing. Gooch was with me. Gooch started talking to him. And then he said, yeah, I do security. I was like, oh, yeah, tell Mayweather. I say, what up? I'm Corey Holcomb. He said, he know you? I was like, yeah. That nigga called Mayweather. And Mayweather was like, I was like, what's up, man? It's Corey Holcomb. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Yeah. Hey, get that nigga my number. Get that nigga my number. Yeah. Do you know I fucking lost the number?
Oh, wow.
Mayweather, I lost the number. God damn, but I'm saying that to say, I think Mayweather needs to do like what Shaq did with the comedy jam if Shaq don't do it again.
Ooh, right. There you go.
If Mayweather did the knockout comics,
yeah,
man, I think it'll hit. Okay. You gotta let me book it though, Mayweather. I ain't gonna book on whether I like him or not. I'm gonna book it on talent. I will book talent that I don't necessarily get along with, long as they talented. I don't want the hookup comics to really be out there, but I think they do need to do a comedy jam where all the comics who hooked up because they know somebody or whatever, they need to put this a hookup right up top.
Heck yeah.
I'm doing too much.
Anyway, that's a great pick.
Yesterday on the 5150 show, Corey Holcomb's, not even Corey Holcomb, but somebody in the chat, they stated that Shaq should bring back the Shaq All Stars. And I agree. You know, I know from listening to podcasts and listening to comedians that were, you know, on the shows, this was their big break, right? Like Def Jam was over, Comic View was over, and this was a hood cult classic, right? And I can name three, like the top three comics that I've seen on, well, four, because he's one of my favorite. So the top four comics that I've seen that did extremely well on this Shaq All Stars was D. Ray Davis, Kevin Hart, Ari Spears, and Corey Holcomb. These are the comedians that I remember vividly being on Shaq All Stars. Now, I just found out maybe 3 years ago, which is not like really soon, but I found out that Tamara Goins was one of the producers of this comedy series, right? And like we had Boogie Cousins, he had a couple of comedians on his thing, right? And that's a basketball star as well, if you didn't know. But to be able to be on these type of platforms can push your career to the next level. Was Aries already a well-known comedian? Yes, he did Def Jam. Same thing with Kevin. Same thing with D-Ray. So it just helped build them to that next level. And to be considered a household name. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that this is going to be a marathon. I understand there's going to be trials and tribulations for me to get to where I need to go. But I would love an opportunity to be featured on something that can help move me to the next level. I definitely have some work to do. I'm not saying that I'm one of the best. I know that I need a lot of work, but I'm one of those ambitious comedians that are like, throw me in the fire and I'm gonna hold my own. Put me up against some of the best comedians and I'm not going to be a quick dive off of talent for the show. You can put me in the middle, you can put me at the beginning, you can put me at the end, and I'm not going to be the weakest link in the room. And I know that for a fact, right? Like, there's different platforms to get on, like a Don't Tell, right? There's an OnlyFans is doing something now. Let me think, what else? Those are the two main ones that I could think of. And of course, Kill Tony, right? But Kill Tony's only 1 minute, so you can't really get into what you need to get into in order to show your full range of skill. I do understand that, you know, from back in the day, your auditions would be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute to be able to win over the producers or win over the TV execs, to be able to get to that next level. So I think that learning how to do it within 1 minute, but also still having a solid 5, a solid 10, a solid 15 still matters in the game. I'm learning how to, put my personal life and things that actually happen to me and my family into my jokes. I just know that that's going to be the best for me. And I've had other OGs message or even see me live and was like, yo, that's your lane. I know what I see when I see it. And sometimes I used to think, I knew best. But I think that someone that has been doing it longer than me can definitely teach me something or see something that I can't see for myself. I would love for somebody of major stature that has ties to certain avenues or certain what's the word I'm trying to think of, that have different opportunities to be seen by a lot of people, would allow comics, like here's one, Kev on Stage, right? Kev on Stage during the pandemic, he did I don't even know, I forgot the name of it. What is it? Keep Your Distance Comedy, right? And LeVar Walker went on there, and one of his recordings went to 1 million views. So there are those type of opportunities available, but they're few and far between. So to think that, what's his name? He said Mayweather. If Mayweather were to put something together like that, I think it would do well. And it's simply because he would put a lot of money behind it to be able to get you out to the masses, right? Same thing if Shaq does it again. I think because of his relationship with comedy, I think that people would be, paying attention. So I would hope that I would be good enough at some point to where I would be suggested to be a part of something. Like just this past week, they had the doorman competition at Sunset. I didn't even get a call. And shout out to the guys that made it, because I know all of those people that made it. And it's well deserved because they are extremely funny, right? And that made me realize I gotta turn it up a notch. Obviously, I'm not doing enough to be able to be seen in the scene. Like I do, people know me. My name is around, right? But now, is it from what kind of feedback am I getting? So I got to work on that, and that's just me internally speaking and trying to make sure that I hear myself. But when it comes to getting these opportunities, they're few and far between. So I would hope that someone of some significance, like Bob Sumner, I used to look at Bob like, he's washed up, he's old, he ain't. But you know what? He's given opportunities to even people that I know personally that are now doing comedy full time. He's on cruises, he's getting opportunities to be in front of execs. So there are opportunities, they're just few and far between. So maybe this video is for me to tell myself, yo, you need to get it together and figure it out. You got to turn it up a notch. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do you think that, people that are in higher positions should, create avenues for comedians that they love or comedians on the come up to be able to, broaden their horizons? Or do you think it's not their place to have to do that? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Another video. I'm going to keep doing these pretty much all the time. I don't even have no schedule. I'm just dropping them when I feel like it. I'll holler at y'all later on the next one.